Welcome everybody to Bobbo's World Interviews. Today we have our guest James. How you doing, James?
Oh, good. Hey, how's everybody doing?
Thanks for being on.
Thank you for having me.
Where did you grow up? I know you're in Texas now. Did you grow up in Texas?
Yeah. I grew up in Texas, Houston, Texas. My mom's side of the family is from Houston, and my dad is from his side is from Alexandria, Louisiana. So him and my grandma moved down here when I wasn't even thought of, and then met my mom and finally had me. So yeah,
Nice. And how do you pronounce your last name? Is it Joffrion?
yeah, it's Joffrion, dude. It's crazy too because like I recently met I think he was my cousin. I think a couple of years ago, and he said I was pronouncing my last name the wrong way. And I was like, you know what? I've been saying it this way for however long, so I'll leave that up to him to, to correct others. So
Yeah.
I just say it the way how I've been taught.
Yeah, I mean, my last name is Mac Isaac, and we get all sorts of stuff like Macasack, Isaac, it's the worst.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure I was pronouncing it right. So it's James Joffrion.
Mm. Yes,
All
sir.
right. How was your childhood in Houston and growing up there?
Childhood in Houston. It was how was it? It's cool. Crazy little kid just getting into random silly things like all kids do.
Yep.
Um, I was always at the time it was just me and my two older sisters, so I was the somewhat of the I guess you could say the baby at the time, but I would always get always get made fun of or something always random silly happened to me. So it helped build my character, I guess you can say. So yeah.
Nice. That's good. Where did the acting bug come in? How did that get into it?
It came in, let me see. Like I said earlier, I always been like a crazy, silly, goofy kid character. So I was always able to like with some cartoon characters or people, I could imitate them or their voice. Uh,
Okay.
and over time, I guess you could say during my last real relationship, the acting bug hit me because I think back in high school, I always wanted to have my own TV show, and because I just saw myself as a silly character, and then it hit right when at the right time when a close family friend member passed away,
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
excuse me. Oh, thank you. He was doing what he loved, which was like writing for comedians.
Oh,
And
wow.
every time I saw him, he was like he loved doing that, doing what he loved. And so, and then of course, like I said, his life came to an end, sad and unfortunately. And I started looking inside myself and saying, I need to do what I love doing because we're all here on borrowed time. And so I just went to my major, my college counselor, changed my major from physical therapy to drama theater arts, and things just took off since then.
That's nice. That's great.
Yeah.
So you went for what you love. What were the struggles to get into acting and stuff? I'm sure it wasn't easy.
Yeah. The struggles was more of at first trying to figure out where to go.
Hmm.
Like at first, like I said, I was in college and for a few some odd years ago, and and I right when I changed my major, I would like go like look up like okay, what do I do now? So I'll look up different stage locations and plays, and I'll go and audition. Then I was like, just go to where you're at. You already changed your major to drama theater arts, so went there, and that's when I booked my first role in the stage play, and that's where I started, and then started networking with others, and I started figuring this thing out. So yeah, that's when it started.
Nice. Do you remember your first play?
Yeah, the first play was it back in 2018 or 17? Right around that time, and it was called Mackinac. It was a play called Mackinac, and I had multiple roles. I played the butler. I played one of the friends of the main character at a sleep easy motel bar, something like that. And I played I think a bailiff, I believe. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. Mhm.
Nice. So when was your break and like when did you debut into like on TV or movies or any of that?
Yeah, let me see. I want to say the first time. what was my first televised role? I think I would do a handful of independent films,
Hmm.
but I think the very first actual televised role was a background role where I played a police officer in this Lifetime film called "What Happened to My Sister" here in Texas, here in Houston, and it was a quick blink and you miss it, where I was in the background and I just walked by one of my friends, we shook hands and said whatever, then went over and walked on, and that was it. That was my first time with an appearance on television. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Nice. Did you
Yeah.
get everybody around and like, say, oh, there I am?
No, I didn't do that just yet because I knew it because I didn't have any lines in it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it was pretty cool to see myself now. A handful of family members and friends catch me on some things, and they laugh and it's like, "Hey, that's you right there!" And it's pretty cool and pretty funny to hear them go back and forth with each other and say, "Why did you
Hmm.
do that?" I'm like, "I don't know. The director told me. That's it. I wouldn't do it in real life, but yeah, So yeah,
That's cool. And I saw that you were in a Street Fighter commercial, and did you get to meet Lil Wayne?
I actually did.
Nice.
That was a pretty fun, cool commercial. That was fun. He was very professional, very funny. Yeah, he smelled like the ganja, the good old weed for him. And then it mysteriously went away after he sat down. I'm like, you don't smell like weed anymore. But he was really cool, and I spoke to him and shook his hand. Very
Yeah,
professional, very funny too. So
nice. Yeah, I'm in New Orleans right now. He's from New Orleans. So that's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah, that was a big surprise that when I found out about that as well too. If you want to hear that story, I can
Yeah, how did you
tell
get
you.
into it?
So it was I have a YouTube channel where I need to get back to playing video games because I had so much fun doing it and post on YouTube. And then of course I host my own podcast, the Just Acting Up Show. And what happened is that my agent at the time, my agency at the time, they put out like a mass email saying, "Hey, who in here play video games?" And I email them back saying, "Hey, I play video games and I have a YouTube channel." They said, "Show me." So I sent them a clip of me, commentating and everything. And they said, "Okay, hey, here, do this audition where it shows where I'd say yay or boo whenever I lose." And so I was like, "Okay." And so when I sent it off, I got they said, yeah, they picked you for it, and here's the contract, man. But the contract didn't say, Street Fighter and Little Wayne and everything. And I was like, oh, okay, I wasn't thinking much of it because, as actors, they tell us to submit and forget because you don't want to get hung up on something and be always waiting for it. You just never know. So I'm moving on to the next audition, and I'm not thinking much about it. And then I got selected for a BJ's restaurant commercial out in I think in Austin or San Antonio. So I'm driving out to that location for the BJ's commercial, and that's when the guy that's over the casting director over at Hunter McHugh, he said, "Hey James, you ready for this next yada yada?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm ready for it." Just on the just driving, jamming music. And he said, "You know it's gonna be what it's about, right?" I was like, "No." He said, "Street Fighter," and I was like, "Oh man!" And so I'm a big fan of Street Fighter and
Yeah.
ecstatic. And then he said, "You know it's gonna be in it, right?" I'm like, "Nah." And he's like, "Little Wayne," and I was like, "Oh," I like, and I'm just trying to keep my composure.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, I just want to tell you that because I didn't want everybody to flip out, freak out. That's all in it and everything." I was like, "No, no, I talk to celebrities all the time. I'm good. On my podcast, I'm good." And then he's like, "All right, we'll see you next week on yada yada." I'm like, okay. And then I tried to take it all in, and I just started screaming, and I was like, "Oh man, that's awesome!" And I just jammed Little Wayne all the way to my destination at that time. So it was really cool. It was a pretty cool moment.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So, like you said, you do have a podcast. And so, how did you get into that? What's the name of it? Where can people find it?
Yeah, it's called the Just Acting Up Show. It's on all streaming platforms like YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple, Instagram, TikTok, all the streaming services that you can get your hands on and watch. Uh, it came about after I did my second play at my school. I was trying to figure this thing out and figure out where to go. And a while back, a guy told me about this this film meetup group at the West End bar, and that bar's been torn down now. And that guy has also passed away. Very nice guy. I hate that I can't think of his name right now, but really great guy. And so I finally took it upon myself to go to that bar and to meet people at the film meetup group. And then when I went there, that's when I met my two close friends now, which is Chris Trapman and Michael Tolliver. And we just hit it off then and kept in contact and was like, hey, James, you already got a YouTube channel and you host. You want to do this podcast where we talk about acting and everything else? I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then we met a friend by the name of Tashay, and we all just clicked. And after that, it just skyrocketed then, and now here we are. So yeah, that's how I got started. Just acting up show.
That's awesome. So who would be your like dream person to work to have on the podcast?
Man, dude, oh, so many, so many.
Mhm.
Who would be Denzel Washington, Eddie Murphy, Samuel Jackson, Robert De Niro. It's a lot of them that I would love to have on the podcast if it's well, I know it's possible, but you just never know who you come across when you meet.
Yeah,
Um, so many people that we grew up watching, I would say will really be cool because we grew up watching them and we love their films. It just I like a lot of people I would love to interview.
that's cool. Yeah, hopefully it works out. That would be great. I bet it
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, and work with them as well too. Being an actor, I
Yeah,
would love to work alongside them and learn from them as well. So yeah.
yeah, you learn a lot with those guys.
Hmm.
Yeah. So what projects are you working on next after during this podcast and everything? You're still acting and stuff. So what are you working on next? What's coming up?
Let's see what's coming up next. Right now, I recently got signed to three new agencies, which wasn't easy to do. So I'm signed to like five total acting agencies. So I'm letting them do the work for me, and I look for gigs for myself. So hopefully things right now for me is kind of somewhat slow.
Mhm.
Sooner or later things will pick up, and I'll start auditioning for other things. Um, Last big major thing I auditioned for was Law and Order SVU early this year. I didn't get it, but it's cool to still audition for them and have your name in that on their roster to see. You just never know. And so sooner or later something big will happen. I just got to film it before this year's over with. And working on writing my own project that I've been working on over the years. So it's a infected zombie type of a thing called The Beginning of the End. And I've been having fun like creating that and getting ready for that. So that's only the few things that I'm working on right now. So yeah.
It's cool. Yeah. Yeah. I was looking at your IMDb. You have a few projects coming out soon.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
So, so it's a zombie. What's the movie?
Oh, it's called The Beginning of the End.
Yeah.
And pretty much it's about infected. This guy, the played by the main character, who was me, is looking for his wife as well as he's battling. Well, I don't give the story too much away, but
Right,
pretty
right.
much he's pretty much it's dealing with the zombie infection in Houston, Texas. But you're not just there. You're going to come across some characters that aren't just fighting the infected, but there are going to be some people that are battling illness and disabilities themselves.
Hmm.
And you see how these characters come together and work together as they fight off the infection. Because I think that's just something different that you haven't seen that genre tackle yet. Like you see what they always, you get the regular zombie thing, get bit and turn into that or infection or whatever. But I don't think they've really shown people that has certain disabilities to make the story a little bit more interesting to see how they navigate through that. through the infection as well. So it makes it a little bit more challenging, and the government and the presidents and everybody else get involved, and makes it a little bit more intense. And of course, I do throw some comedy in there as well because sometimes things are just funny.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's good. I'll look forward to seeing it.
I appreciate it.
So you have a book coming out too? Is that the same thing or?
Book? Oh no! Oh no! 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 No book. I'm not. Oh, you know what? It's funny. I'm glad that you mentioned that because I actually been thinking about writing a book
Oh,
about
you're
my
thinking
highs
about
and
it. Okay.
lows. I've been thinking about writing a book actually. I mean, I always share stuff that other friends that are
Mhm.
putting out there to just help them out or get the word out. But I actually have been thinking about writing a book about once I get there, like I don't know what I call it, maybe you know steps to becoming actor or
Mhm.
my step to getting on TV for the first time or something. So talk about my life and some stuff. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So yeah, I actually been thinking about writing a book one time. Yeah,
Yeah, that would be really interesting. It could help a lot of people.
yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. What do you do outside of acting? Like, what do you like to do? What's your hobbies?
man. What am I? Besides working as a security guard, been a security guard for like over I want to say over 12, 13 years, I
Where
believe.
at?
Yeah, multiple places, like at the
Okay.
hospital, psych ward, a retirement home. I even was a security guard for the Super Bowl a few
Nice.
years ago, and that was fun. That was a really fun story. I actually got called on the field for Super Bowl as well too.
Really?
Yeah, it was. Trying to think what number that was. It was a Super Bowl where it was Tom Brady, the Patriots versus the Falcons. Atlanta. I forgot what number
Oh
it
yeah.
was.
When we, I'm from Boston, so that's my team.
Oh
So
yeah,
we came back 28 from 28 and 3. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, man. That was sick. It was funny too because like I said, I was one of the handful that got called onto the field. And it was funny earlier in that day, I was at the front gate checking the bags and seeing the stars and everybody else walk in. And right before halftime, you see a few of your Patriots fans, running out. And I was like, dude, you spent all that money, you're leaving the game now? Like,
Yeah.
just like I understand you're pissed, but me, I'd have been like, look, I'm gonna try to enjoy the game because you spend so much money on the Super Bowl tickets, and then come to find out, you guys won
Yeah.
and pulled it off. And it was funny too because one guy we were in line with, getting ready to go and get called onto the field. He was another Patriots fan, and he was just pissed. And he was like, man, and Tom Brady and Belichick, all of them, trash and this. And that was during the time where you guys are making your comeback. And I said, I don't think, did you see the score? And he's like, I don't want to see the score. And I showed him my phone with the score. And the guy took my phone away from me, and he looked at the score. He said, oh man, you can't doubt him, can you? You sure can't doubt it. And I'm like, give me my phone back, dude. Like, you just trash your own team. And it was really funny. And then we went out there on the field, and I got a first row, front row seat of watching them, Tom Brady make that comeback, and it was
Cool.
a cool, amazing feeling. Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty much Boston fans. As soon as something wrong happens, it's like for example, Porzingis, when we traded for Porzingis to come here, everybody
yeah,
was like, "Why would you do that?" And then we won
yeah.
a title, and everybody's like, "That was the best idea."
That's us as fans, isn't it? Oh, man, we go
Yeah,
through it, man. Yeah,
but now he's gone. So
yeah. They just, I'm sorry, guys. They traded him. Like, I don't know if you guys are doing a rebuild or what's going on. So
I have a feeling something big is cooking up, but I'm not sure. But I just have this feeling because Brad has gotten a lot of second round picks and
mm,
gotten a lot of flexibility. So I don't know. I think he's cooking something up, but we'll see.
yeah, yeah. Something's cooking. So that's the
Yeah.
same thing when I say with the Rockets right now. Something's I'm like, okay, we'll see what happens. KD, all
Oh
right,
yeah. KD, yeah.
yeah.
Man, I'm bummed that you guys lost Dylan Brooks though. He was kind of your like the team guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and he did really well over here. A lot of people were skeptical about him coming over here, and when I first saw that they traded for him, a lot of people was like talking trash. But I don't know, like when we first got, I'm like, I don't know, something about that trade before what happened. I was like, it felt good, and he actually did pretty good here. So
Yeah.
so yeah, shout out to Dylan Brooks and thank you, sir. Even though I haven't met him, but thank you for what you
Yeah,
did. Yeah,
he reminds me a lot of. Do you remember the Celtics had Marcus Smart?
yeah,
So it's that he's Dylan Brooks reminded me a lot of him, where it's like that tough nose. Like every other team hates him, but if he's
yeah.
on your team, you love him.
Right, that pest irritant type of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So that kind of stinks. But you got KD, so
yeah. I'm not going to complain too much until we'll see what the result is. So I'm like, let's wait and see. So
I mean that's what they were missing was that one offensive guy. So I
score.
think
Yeah,
they're gonna be pretty good this year in a
hmm
pretty deep West.
yeah,
But we'll see. So
yeah. We'll
you
definitely.
like basketball and do you like all sports?
Best. I can not all sports, but I respect them as athletes.
Hmm.
Of course, football and basketball are the top two. Baseball. I went to a baseball Astros game earlier this year. Um, but yeah, I can not I wouldn't say that I'm a big fan of all sports, but I can respect them as athletes and for what they do because it's not easy
Hmm.
um at all. Trying to stay in shape and deal with the media, and then if you're family, you got to deal with that and everything. So I respect everyone as an athlete. Just putting in that hard work to get to that championship or just to make a living and provide for your family. I can understand that. So yeah.
So you root for the Texans?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have a my dad messes with me because my dad is a Cowboys fan and
Mm.
grew up growing up as a Cowboys fan, but also I'm like we're from Houston, so I get a lot of flack for that. So you can't be both. Like you can't like the Dallas and the Cowboys and the Texans. I'm like, look, I can do what I want. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
So so yeah, I even thought Emmitt Smith was my uncle for a minute when I was a kid
Really?
because I thought he was because my dad had posters of and autographed things of Emmitt Smith and
Uh,
Troy Aikman and when we were kids. And I'm like, and as a kid, you see the pictures and on the family wall. And I'm like,
yeah,
Dad,
like
is
what?
that uncle? Like, no, that's no, it's some football player. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
so so
Yeah,
yeah,
we got a bunch of them in this room all around.
nice, nice.
Yeah. When I was so I came here. I'm from Boston, like I said, but I came in 2021.
Mm.
Well, 2008 first in Baton Rouge, and I did a program called City Year, and the only white player that they knew was Larry Bird. So they used to call me Bird all the time. I was like, that's the only guy you know?
Like there are others.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Uh,
funny.
yeah. So how do you think Houston's gonna do this year in football?
I've been seeing some good things. I still feel that I don't know. Like every year, it's one of those. They had a pretty good. No, they made it to the wild card yesterday. Um, they're gonna do pretty decent. I haven't seen the schedule for it yet, or we got to. I always like to wait to see how things goes because you just never know.
Yep.
But also, I just want them. I really want them to fix the O line. It's like every year with them, like they'll get the weapons that they need sometimes, but they just never fix up the O line. I'm like, this has been an issue like since forever since you guys came. I'm like, can we please address this? So we'll see what happens this year. I don't know. Maybe they need to get some better people on that side of the field to no shade towards people that do um work on that are a part of the O line for our team, but I just need that to be taken care of, please, because yeah. But we'll see what happens.
No, we felt the same way in New England. Our O line sucked.
Yeah,
Drake May got hit way too much.
way too much, and that's what I'm
Yeah,
like, dude. Protect the quarterback, dude.
it's
Like
our
like you have
franchise, man.
I'm like, that's the one job you get, like
Yeah,
communicate or something. Like I don't know what it is. Like so yeah, that's my only
that's
concern.
cool. So now we go into, I like to call this my lightning round, where I
Mhm,
just ask simple, quick questions to end the
mhm.
podcast. So first, who's your favorite actor slash actress?
Actress slash actress. Samuel L. Jackson.
Hmm.
He's one of my favorites. And actress, man, that's tough. I always have trouble with this one. I guess you could say Angela Bassett is another one.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
she's an
Those,
excellent
yeah,
actress.
yeah.
Okay. Um, Favorite project that you've worked on so far?
Say it again. What project now?
Say favorite project that you've been in that you've worked on
Man, favorite project that I worked on that I've been on
so far.
so far. I want to say it's man, I've been on so many. I want to say it's something called it's called Ick. That's getting ready to come out next month in July, at the end of July. I don't know if my speaking role got cut or not, but hopefully it didn't because that would be really cool if it didn't.
Yeah.
But I was shown in the trailer, and this same film has Brandon Routh, Superman, in it.
Oh wow.
And yeah, it has him in it, quite a other handful of familiar faces in it. Deborah Wilson from Mad TV.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I got some great compliments on there from the stars and from a handful of people on there as well too. So that was a fun one. It was interesting, but it was pretty fun just to take pictures with them and work with them and get a chance to talk to them as well.
Yeah.
And I also say another one I would say was Hip Hop Family Christmas that came out a few years ago, where I was a featured background, and that was my first time, one of the first times where you get to see me interact with some of the stars as well too. That was a pretty fun one because they threw a party afterwards, and it was pretty cool. So yeah.
That's really cool. Is it gonna be in theaters?
I think it's going to be in select theaters. I looked up
Okay.
the IMDb, and I looked at the trailer that's out for it now, and it said something about type in this email, and you'll see what theaters it's going to be in.
Oh, okay.
Uh, I got to look back at that YouTube channel, or I think I submitted my email so it can I get the newsletter when it comes to me, but I'll do it again just in case because I don't want to miss that. I want to see it in real time. I got a few friends that was on that one as well too, so looking
Yeah.
forward
I
to it.
was I was wondering because if Superman's in it and it's coming out soon, Superman's about to be out. It might get a
Yeah,
lot of push because he's in it too.
yeah. I'm looking forward to this new Superman with James Gunn. I'm looking forward to that one. And
Yeah.
there was one that the Superman that I worked with was the Brandon Roth from Superman
Right, right.
Returns. Yeah,
But it's still Superman, so you never know. It
yeah,
might help.
yeah. Still super. Yeah, man. And he was so nice, dude. Like he was, like he remembered my name. He was good, cool guy to work with. And I know I can't remember verbatim, but I know that was during the time where the um the SAG after strike was going on, and he was offering to pay for something here and something there for some people who didn't get a chance to get paid a certain amount of something. It was something crazy that he and really cool that he did upon himself, but really nice guy, really really sweet, nice guy.
It's really nice. And soon your favorite part will be when you co-star next to Denzel and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Oh man, I would love.
Speak it into existence.
Yeah, I definitely manifest and I'll probably be geeking out when that happens. So
All
so yeah.
right. So what's your favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show? That's a good one. Game of Thrones is one of them. The first installment.
Mhm.
I know everybody talks bad about that last season, but I'm like, yeah, and it was what it was. Game of Thrones is one of them. Breaking Bad.
Mhm.
So many great shows. The Boondocks was pretty funny. Yeah, I got too many great fun TV shows. It's too many. Way too many.
Good.
But those, one of my, so a few of my top ones.
How about a few of your top movies?
Hmm, that's a really good question. What are my favorite movies? Crash was a good one. Do the Right Thing was a good one. Goodfellas, Casino. Let's see, Action, The Avengers, Black Panther. Um, Friday. Let me see. I have two. I have way too many, dude. Like it's. I can go. I give you a list. We'll be here all day about my favorite movie, Emperor's New Groove. I'm even a cartoon guy, so yeah, I have too many. Way too many.
Music. How about do you have a favorite band or musician?
Let me see. I listen to like a lot of everything. Like I can rap, hip hop, rock and roll. Shine Down is pretty good.
Oh, I love Shinedown.
Yeah, I love Shine Down. I still have not been to one of their concerts. Love Kendrick Lamar, love Nas, Jay Z. Who else? Fall Out Boy. I love them. It's I have that's another like it's just I have too many, dude. I was
Yeah.
like it's being on that artistic side is just like I just like love and appreciate all of them for their
Yeah.
music. So yeah,
Yeah, music's everything to me. So I hear you.
yeah.
Favorite food. What would your go-to be?
Oh man, pizza is one of them.
Pizza. Yeah.
Pizza, pizza, tacos, burger. Yeah. I'm a sucker for I'm a sucker for pizza. I'll say that I'm a sucker for pizza and some tacos.
Mine is all time is wings. I could eat wings all the time.
I'm a sucker for wings too. It is easy, simple. You can do
Yeah.
so many different flavors. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
sucker for that as well too. Yeah.
And you get dirty. It's great.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Favorite animal.
Favorite animal between a bull because I'm a Taurus and oh I'm sorry top three eagle, bull, wolf. Yeah, yeah. I've actually been to a wolf dog sanctuary and that was crazy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised I've had quite a few interviews now and I've asked that question. I always think I'm gonna get, oh, dog, cat, whatever. But people are
Yeah.
people have some interesting, like my favorite is cheetah. I love cheetahs.
Oh yeah, they're
So,
cool.
but I've gotten elephant, I've gotten manatee. So it's pretty cool how people are really out there.
Yeah.
Um, so finally, any socials or plugs that you want to give?
Yeah. You can follow me on James underscore Joffrion underscore Jr. on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook, James Joffrion Jr. Let me see. You can follow me on my YouTube channel, Joffrey's VIP Room. And of course, the Just Acting Up Show is the Just Acting Up Show on all social media handles. So yeah,
It's great. Well, thank you very much for being on. I really appreciate it.
yeah. Appreciate you for having me. Thank you. This was
Yeah,
fun.
and if you guys want, for my stuff would be we have a nonprofit called Sweet Sadie's Difference Makers. It's in honor of my sister that passed away, and we give scholarships to people with disabilities and try to combat ALS and muscular dystrophy. So if anybody out there wants to donate, go to sweetsadie.org. All of this, his socials and mine, will be in the description below. And thank you all for watching. And thank you, James. Have a good day.
You too. Thanks for having me.